According to me, Wynad landslide is definitely a man-made disaster because even after restrictions of being said that no human activity should be taken place, but still there is still in years. So I think that is the cause of the landslide.
The disasters can be broadly divided into two, natural and man-made. Natural is something happens of its own, and man-made is something that if the human activities trigger the nature or the environment to react vigorously. So I think Wynad landslide could be a man-made disaster.
Around 500 people lost their lives, lost their homes, and Wynad, the people in Wynad have nothing in their own, like they lost their children, some mothers lost their children, has lost husbands and wife. It's very pathetic to see the condition because of the human invention in that area. Like we said that Guardian report in 2011, it is clearly said that the Wynad comes under zone 1. It should not be, there should not be happen any human invention, but refuse it. As we are Malayalis, we refused, like we ignored the report and invaded in that area, and that happens to, we are in, it's the result came after some many more years and we are suffering.
Every time in rainy seasons, I have heard that Wynad goes and those landslides frequently happens over there, and I think people have been neglecting that for a long time.
Yes. And the exploitation and overusage of the natural resources had been one of the reasons that these man-made disasters had been happening. So as they had mentioned, by Madhav Gadge in the 2011 report, it was said that there should be no human invasion or any practices in this particular area. The area had been divided into 3 zones, 1, 2 and 3, where 1 is the most sensitive zone. So there should be no human practices, but ignoring all the reports and all, they had been doing the same. And finally they lost everything.
Yes.
I think there was a miscommunication between the central government and the state government of Kerala. Like the central government, some say the central government had alerted the state government that something going to happen, but the state government neglected it, which leading to this disaster. And I think that was a cliche situation from the government side, leading to the deaths of these many people. And it will take more time to reconstruct the old houses and came back to the normal life they had lived in the past.
Yes, a whole town had been disappeared there, and I think not only the human lives, the animals and everything like their town, their schools and everything had been totally damaged, and it's so hard to reconstruct and make it like this.
Landslide also starting at the night 11 p.m. So at that time, so landslide came to villages and destroyed the homes and homes. So at that time, people are so suffering so many suffering. They are suffering so many things. So they are left to. They are not possible to left from landslide. So that's why. So that is the starting of the.
Another point, these all man-made things are the reasons, but there is one reason that the climate change. Like there is around 532 mm rain fallen. That is a record. So this climate change also a result of our like human works. So that one also a reason for that landslide.
I also agree with that, because even in my childhood memory I don't have such memories of having a flood and all, but only after 2018, the first flood that happened in Kerala, we had been seeing the flood that's happening each and every year, and Kerala's climate had been going extremely okay. Like if we have the summer, we have heat waves, and if we have a rainy season, it's going to be a flood. So an extreme condition is going on in the climate of
The climatic changes could be another reason for the landslide, but mainly it is the invention of human in hilly areas of Wynad. So yes, as we said, the climatic, we could not control the climatic change up to a limit. So we can control the human, we can deforestation and something like we are quarry and all, we can control that up to a limit, but we cannot control climatic changes. It's up to that.
I also agree with the last 2 points because the climate change is one of the main cause of that. But we could take maximum precautions by on unethical quarries are the main reasons. I
Like
think
Wynad slides
beyond
have
that,
been
let me
recorded.
conclude. Okay, but I think luckily it may happen in the night time because once school is completely destroyed, if it's in the morning time,
Yes.
the students may also get the washed away from that.
But still, even though it's night time, in houses have been flooded, right? So I think damage might be less.
More will be happening if it's in the
If it's the daytime,
daytime.
he's saying if the
Students
daytime,
will be
the students in
once
school will
is
be washed out.
and they washed out.
Transportation and all will be happening in the morning time more. So it would be the
I think if the disaster happened in morning time, or the one or the other they would have been alerted, and maybe they could have been escaped. Like although not schools, but few people can relate it.
Yes.
Because
Actually
the
possible.
alert was given at around 1 or 2 hours before, but since it was night time,
Yes.
I think not many noticed
Able
the
to
alert.
escape from
Yeah.
the particular area.
Yeah.
I think alert was not given at all. Many are telling that the central government is telling that they have given the alert, but if they had given the alert, state government may take precautions, but alert are not given today.
As our topic is like Wynad disaster is a natural or man-made disaster. So as Neha and Adri had said about the like the sensitive places in Wynad which is prone to this disaster, and all this man-made activities which is the deforestation or building up something that is against the sustainable environment may have led to the disaster. So I think it is the mixture of both the natural as well as the man-made disaster.
But Wynad is only man-made disaster. So many people are doing deforestation, doing pollution, and doing so many activities. That's why the Wynad has become the landslides. And
Yeah, it can be said it is a man-made disaster, but I think the regions are
This
more
is the
prone
after
to.
effect of the man-made disaster, you know, and the natural adverse effect of the natural calamity, natural like the rain.
also the climate has changed.
Yes,
over
the rain is also a main reason.
Also, the people are restricting the flow of the water bodies, and they are constructing buildings, houses like that for their more income. So this also causes natural. And whenever rainy season, there is no place for the flow of the water bodies. So it may flow in that places, and there will be damage.
we have to consider the intensity of the disaster as well, because the landslide happened up to 7 to 8 kilometers far from the origin of the landslide. It is said to be like that, and the over exploitation, as Vaida had mentioned, over exploitation on our usage of the resources like rivers, and there are precautionary measures. But of course, we have to, the first thing, the prior thing is that we have to control human practices in such areas.
Whatever the instructions given, we ignored. Whatever that, we should not invade the forest area. Everyone is aware of that, but still we are ignoring that and continuing our process. That's why this is the main reason for the what we are suffering in Wynad. And
Most of the people and most of the news reports are said. So July 29th night, heavy rain falls in Wynad place. It's 10 times, more than 10 times of the rain falls in Wynad. That's why landslide will be happening.
Also, in the previous year, we have been witnessing the incident at Putumala,
Yes,
which resulted
yes.
in the death of 59 people, and still we are doing the same. We're not even taking a measure against that, or we are not even like leaving the place and going to somewhere. It maybe they only know what the situation is.
I have heard some of the people like shifted from their own place before the landslide happened, but many of them not escaped that they lost their life.
Like in simple terms, we are not learning from the mistakes.
Yes.
Exactly.
Everybody
Maybe they would have
is
thought,
repeating.
maybe they would have thought the landslide that previously occurred this might be the same as that, because as I have known Wynad this for the past 10 years, my father has been seeing frequently landslide occurs over there, and although in small measures, so maybe they would have thought it might be the
Yes.
same thing as they
Like
expected.
they are experiencing this kind of landslide from the past 10 years, and still they are not like practically thinking about the after effect of the landslide. And
Now I think that if it's happened in Wynad, next years we will forget that and we will do the same thing.
yes, next year we will
That's
say
what
that
happened.
The intensity would die down
Yeah.
gradually.
everyone will forget the incident after some months, some weeks.
And the soil prone to that area is also not stable mostly. So I think although human activities play 90% of the role over there, I think 10% which can be also natural disaster. Even in the newspapers, they had been explaining the scientific reason behind the landslide, how it happens, the soil, the water carrying capacity of the soil had been reducing, and when excess rain comes, the land could not adjust with the water and all. That's why the landslide is happening. Even after knowing everything, people have been doing
Yes,
this.
it's still the same.
That's the reason, and their, of course, their activities, practices, and along with that, their ignorance to these all reasons had been one of the reasons, I think.
After the landslide, only the Gardner report is highlighting now.
Yeah.
Yes, the Gardner report is only highlighting now. After that, we lost 500 of our, like, 500 leaves. The Gardner reporting is highlighting only now. They should have alerted, they should have discussed, they should have thought about the Gardner report, which was released in 2011.
Last 3 minutes.
While we are giving this much importance to other things like movies, sports and all, we are not giving that much importance to our
Yes.
environment, how we can vigorously react to us
Even
when
some of us are not aware of Gardner report.
Exactly.
The deforestation is increasing day by day. Even June 5th is we celebrate Environment Day. Once in a year, they will plant some plants and they will take photos and they will just post it on social media. There is no other purpose to save nature.
Yes.
On the environment day, everybody will be in the green way, like planting some trees and watering the plants. And on the June 6th onwards, go away. No worries.
So, I think we can sum it up as what we have discussed here is that Wynad landslide is a man-made disaster. We had been talking about the various reasons or factors that led to this particular landslide or disaster, in which we lost 500 lives. That, and the intensity was much higher than what we had been witnessing for the past years, or every year this had been happening, but it was considered as one of the most destructive disaster that had happened in Kerala. And even though the central government or state government may try to reconstruct the whole place, the lives cannot be revived. That's so we need to take more measures against such disasters that are going to happen. And
So let us conclude this topic. So Wynad landslide is maybe manual and under environmental. So this landslide due to manual. So due to manual activities, it will be happen. So before state government elected everyone and given awareness on these landslides and disasters, so and the tsunamis. So the people should aware on these particular things. So they are escaping from these disasters like that. So a government should aware on create aware on these particular things.